All right, welcome everybody to today's webinar from A&D Mortgage. It's the ABCs of P&Ls. Hopefully you guys had a relaxing Memorial Day weekend and you're ready and eager to get back to work and start closing some P&Ls. Go through the agenda real quick, or in our etiquette rules for those of you who have not joined our weekly webinar series. We disable microphones and cameras just so that there's no interruptions throughout the course of the webinar. So we will ask you to reserve your questions and answers to the Q&A function. So just type them in. You can do it as something pops up, but we'll reserve answering them all till we get past the sort of formal part of everything. And then the only other thing I would ask for is if you guys could turn off cell phones, just so you've got full attention to the content that we're going to present. So I will introduce Carla Bianca. I'm going to always get this.
There you go. Bianca.
Carla Bianca. We just call her Carla B because nobody can pronounce her last name. She's one of our top wholesale account executives. She does pretty much everything. She's also one of our most popular webinar speakers. She tells it like it is, doesn't sugarcoat it. So with that, I will give it to you, Carla.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Again, want to say, I hope everybody had a wonderful, relaxing Memorial Day weekend. And it's time to, hopefully you're all recharged and time to get back to work and move forward. So, Carla, you doing this with the AD and Imperial you usually do?
No, usually.
Okay, that's fine. Just so everybody has a little bit of background on the company and who you're dealing with. AD Mortgage is a family-owned company under common ownership as well with Imperial Fund. We are a full-service direct mortgage lender, and we can do all programs, conventional, government, non-QM, and we are based in Hollywood, Florida. So we are growing nicely, and through the changes in the industry with the rate jump, I should say, I think overall, everybody's adjusted well, and now we're moving forward because we're all on the same page with all the competitors around as well. It's not like somebody has rates any 2% different from each other. So with that being said, just wanted to give you the experience and know-how you have here at AD Mortgage. We are strong in it. It is our main focus. And I do feel, honestly, we are one of the leaders with the non-QM. From when it comes to flexibility, service, speed, turnaround. And again, I'm just going to reiterate the know-how on how to get the job done with these type of loans. They can be very simple. They can be also made very complicated if you don't understand it. So that's why we're offering and doing these webinars so we can go through programs in detail. Our footprint is pretty much nationwide. So you'll see that on your screen now on the states that we lend in, and also something that we offer unique here at AD is if you are a investor or you have an LLC, you don't necessarily need to be a mortgage broker in order to submit business to us. So you can submit to us business purpose only loans, which are investment properties in certain states as well, where there is a license not required to do these type loans. So you'll see that here. It is on our matrices as well. Okay, mortgage originations are forecasted to grow in 2022 to 1.73 trillion. And a big part of that is with non-QM paper as well, especially with the upheaval in the rates, I'll say, on the conventional side. People that weren't focusing on non-QM are also focusing on it now. So they're expanding their venues and their product offerings from the small broker shops to the large bankers. So it is definitely a area to be in if you're in the mortgage industry. What I'm going to talk about today is our detailed P&L program, which gives us a competitive advantage above the competition. It is very simple as well. What we allow on your bullet points there are I'm going to talk to you about the minimum FICO and your max LTVs. Please keep in mind some of the bullet points doesn't mean with a 580 FICO you're getting the max LTV. It's just giving you some highlights of the programs, and then we'll go through what's allowed for the minimums of each. We can do this product as low as a 580 FICO. It can go as high as an 85 LTV. We offer it for a 2-year P&L or a 1-year P&L. Max DTI in this program is 55, which is also pretty consistent with all our other products as well. Loan amounts can go up to 4 million. Case by case, we will go higher, low LTVs and better credit scores for any type of exception. So always keep that in mind. Max cash in hand in this product is $1 million. Again, another consistent avenue with our non-QM programs. And again, your CLTV, your max is 55% on that. I think that might have been a little typo there just to make a note. It's thrown me off. So to give you a heads up on why, who prepares this P&L and how it works, 1-page P&L, simple profit, expenses versus revenue. The bottom line number on that P&L is the number we use to qualify the borrower. We do not make any adjustments to it. We prefer it and want it to be on the letterhead from a CPA, enrolled tax agent, or a licensed tax preparer. It does not come from the borrower. So please keep that in mind. But again, it's simplified. 1 page, 2 years. We want from today back, just to make it simple as well. We don't prefer 21, all of 20, all of 21, and then 6 months into 2022, because that's giving you more than a 24-month P&L. So today back, 1 page is simplified. If you have a CPA or somebody that wants to do it the other way, please just keep in mind it may cause complications. So again, today back is what we prefer. And if it's 1 year, today back for 1 year as well. Okay, no bank statements are required, and this is allowed in our super prime and prime programs. So the reason you would go with somebody doing a P&L is for your typical, as always, self-employed borrower, your entrepreneur, your high net worth individual, or somebody who's basically self-employed. And the most popular program that's out there today is the bank statement program, but this is your alternate to that, because as we know, if you have experience in doing bank statements and non-QM, sometimes they can pose some issues where you might have large deposits out of consistency, is what the verbiage I like to say these days, transfers, or NSFs, insufficient funds, that sometimes pose an issue as well in the bank statement program. So if you have a borrower and you're reviewing those statements, this is the alternate way to go for it. And it's just less documentation, and it is much more simplified than going with the bank statements. Next screen on it. And just to give you some examples on the FICO requirements here in this program, we do, these are pretty much minimums allowed for each LTV and loan amount: 640, 700, 740, 760. Again, you can go higher, and there is a little flexibility with each of these, but I will say to you too as well, we will forward you the matrix at the end of this. If you need it, you could shoot an email out to me and it'll break it down for you, the minimum FICO for the max LTV for the programs. Next one, moving forward. This could be pretty short and sweet. This looks just mirrored exactly what we just went over again. So just recapping it, 1 year or 2 year P&L, it is on letterhead with the accountants or CPA or licensed tax preparer's license number. It's usually known as the PTIN number. We want that on there, and the bottom line number is what we use to qualify. And again, we do not make any adjustments to that P&L. So if your accountant puts that you earn $1 million a year as your net income, that's the number we're using. If he puts that you earn $10,000 a year, unfortunately, that's the number we're going to use. So please be sure on that the bottom line number is working your loan. That's about it.
All right, well, we'll move to questions and answers just after I'll get through this. It takes me about 2 minutes. Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Carla, for the good information. So other thing I wanted to kind of cover real quickly with everybody is sort of ways that brokers can interact with us, find out more information about this program and the others that we have available to us. One of the tools that Carla is a huge fan of but didn't get a chance to talk about or demonstrate is our quick pricer, which you can price out 1 and 2 year scenarios, as she talked about. And then we have the Appraisal Center, which is sort of a one-stop appraisal management and ordering system. I believe we've got somewhere over 20 approved AMCs at this point. So if you want to order 20 appraisals and manage them all on the same loan, go crazy. And then AD Studio, that is our all-in-one marketing platform. It's similar in structure to Canva, if anybody's used that. We have all of our product flyers, presentations, templates, social media, email templates that you can do either for yourself or you can co-brand with another realtor or another broker or whoever else you want to co-brand with. And then we have a weekly webinar series that we do every Tuesday. We just lined up the last one for this upcoming month. So we'll post that in probably the next 2 days. But next week, we're going to cover bridge loans. The week after, we'll cover the 1099 and WVOE programs. And then the week after that, we're going to cover something specific and dedicated to non-warrantable condos, because that's pretty popular nowadays.
Yeah.
I've already gotten one question, and just in the time of this webinar, and it's always our number one question, which is, do you get a copy of the presentation, or is this recorded? And it is recorded. All of our prior webinars are recorded. Everything is posted on admortgage.com/learning center. This one will, depending on how many edits we have to make, it'll either be available by the end of today, East Coast time, or it'll be first thing in the morning. And so 2 things that'll happen is, one, when you close out, you'll get a survey, 5 or 6 questions. Just tell us how we did, how you heard about us, any future topics you might want to see for other upcoming webinars. We are always interested in hearing what the broker community wants us to talk about. And then there'll be an email that'll go out with Carla's contact information tomorrow, as well as a link to the recording if you don't have a chance to take this one down. And then you can join us for social media. We've got, we're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. We're on an app called Telegram that's similar to WhatsApp. It's a little more secure, but you're going to subscribe to our news chat, and that serves as sort of a central point where you can, on your phone or your laptop or your tablet or wherever, get rates, pretty much everything you need at the quick flick of a finger. And then we've got 2 groups that we participate on in social media, both on LinkedIn and Facebook, called Non-QM Exchange. And that's really just more of a community-wide forum for the entire non-QM industry. So you can interact with other brokers. If you've got a weird scenario that you want to get in touch with somebody here at and you don't know who to reach, just post it on there. We're always monitoring it, and you'll get a response back fairly quickly. And that's everything I covered. So I can move it over to the Q&A portion now. Carla, if you're ready.
Sure, I am.
Okay.
Am I clicking on it to see the question?
Yeah, you can. I mean, they noticed that we are now licensed in Puerto Rico. Does that cover all loan types?
Yes. It's all the main right now is non-QM. I will find out if it covers conventional and regular financing.
Okay.
And it does not allow, I do know, the business purpose only loans. So that's one of the states where you do require a license.
Yeah, we don't have an asterisk on that one.
Okay, and then I see if the borrower self-employed, Schedule C also qualify or only borrow with a company. Yes, then that is needed as proof for the borrowers. Okay, so yes, if they're self-employed as a Schedule C, that is fine, depending on the program that you're using, and we will require a third-party proof, so we could take a CPA letter stating that they're licensed. We sometimes look for like articles of incorp or a corporate resolution or LLC docs, something just to put his finger on that he does have a business up and running and active. I'm not sure if he heard that.
Should have. If you heard the presentation, you should have. Okay, so. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Okay,
Right.
you got it. Thanks,
Fabio. Okay. Right. Let's get some more questions in if we can get it. Not, we may have a short webinar.
It was a short webinar, pretty to the point, so it might not be too many questions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fairly simple, straightforward program, but you never know. We always get an oddball scenario question here and there.
Yep.
You get them at least 10 times a day. Don't be shy. You can ask your questions. We don't bite. All right. Well,
Okay.
there's one. There we go. A couple more. There we go. Now they're starting.
What can a borrower do if they manage their own finances and taxes? Okay, well, in these products, there are no tax returns required. So you're saying they don't have a third-party CPA, they don't have an enrolled tax agent. You're saying they might just file online. So depends on the product that you're looking for. So I would say, tell me what he has. Business bank statements, that'll be fine. Does he have anything online showing that he's self-employed? So we don't need the third-party CPA, that's an alternate, but if he manages his own finances, depends on the documentation for the program you're providing. Does he have a business license? Does he have LLC docs or a corporate resolution or articles of incorporation?
Okay. There was an early question about what are the reserve requirements on the P&L?
3 months. All of our non-QM is required 3 months reserves.
Okay.
And only on the property that we're lending on. Is the P&L needed with, hold on. No 1040. It's a P&L on its own by itself. No bank statements, no tax return is to back it up. Whatever is on that letterhead from the CPA, licensed tax preparer, or enrolled tax agent is the number we're using, nothing else.
Okay. If the broker holds a license in California, can he do loans in Arizona without a license?
Okay, so that is in reference to your business purpose only loans. So if you have an LLC, if you're a broker with us, you automatically have your LLC, you have a license. You can submit deals in states where you're not licensed, but only for investment properties, business purpose only loans. So DSCR or investment only. Please keep that in mind. Cannot do a primary residence in a state where you're not licensed.
Someone had a question. Let me pull up quick prices.
Can you go over the difference between broker's compensation in the quick pricer tab? Okay, so in the quick pricer, it's designed just for non-QM and it's borrower paid only on these programs. It does default to lender paid, but that's lender credit, which goes back to the borrower. So don't confuse that. It's not like conventional where you're getting it on the back. It is borrower paid only on the non-QM, and any of the lender credit that you see when you toggle, the rate comes up on the right. You'll see in the example that's up there now, it shows like an eighth lender credit that goes back to the borrower. So it is not, you're getting borrower paid and then a lender comp from us as well. Okay. Clear, Wilson, on that? Did I make sense?
Oh, there's a good elementary question, but what do you mean by a business
purpose? Investment properties only. When you're doing and lending on an investment property, there are disclosures in the file that state that you're not moving into the property and you're using this for business purpose only, which could be just a rental that you collect rent. You have tenants in there and now you're a renter on it. Do we need the bank statements to justify the current income on the P&L? No, Wilson. Nope. Nothing, just that P&L.
The P&L is the current justification.
Correct. That's it. There's nothing to back it up on there.
Right.
I had a borrower owned a gym. He was buying an owner-occupied duplex, and the lender we work with accepted his bank statements, but also asked for his P&L. But then the P&L proved useless to the lender because the borrower used quick. No. If you're doing business bank statements with us, that's all we need. If you're doing a P&L program, that's all we need. We're not asking for bank statements and P&L on the same program. Please don't merge the two, and please don't provide the two because it can hurt your scenario. So you're either giving us business bank statements or you're giving us a P&L. Okay. Romel, does P&L have to be done by accountant or prepare on the taxes, or can a third-party CPA complete the report? One-page P&L, simple, just needs to be those are examples, a licensed tax preparer, a CPA, a third-party CPA is fine. We need their PTIN number. We just need to verify who is preparing that P&L. So if it's on their letterhead, that is fine. P&L is only borrower paid. All the non-QM is mainly only borrower paid. Okay, did I answer everybody there? Paul, Romel, good?
Yeah, there's one person that has their hand raised. I've asked them to put their question over into the
Okay,
Q&A to see if they have a question, or if they sometimes
Yes,
they
thank
accidentally hit the raise hand thing.
and again, keep in mind with the P&L, let me just mention, it doesn't have to be like a big firm. It could be the tax preparer who works out of his home per se, just need his license number on there. The interest rate, it depends on your credit score and your LTV. All the non-QM rates these days are in high fives, low sixes, mid fives.
Okay. Right. Let me unmute that one person, see if she had a question that she wanted to answer. She might be not as low.
Right.
Give me just a second. Tatiana, we're gonna unmute you for just a second. You've got your hand raised, so I want to see if you had a question or not. You have to unmute yourself.
Yes, hi, did you hear me?
Yeah, now we hear you.
Now you can.
Yeah, my question, because it's on a P&L program, it's mean no bank statement, but you mentioned it, we have to show reserves for 3 months. How we can show reserves if it's not require a bank statement?
Okay, so your P&L is for your income. Your reserves is assets for down payment and closing costs. One have nothing to do with the other. You're doing income or assets. So you need
For
bank
example,
statements to verify your assets for down payment and closing costs and reserves, absolutely. That has nothing to do with your income though.
okay, but anyway, it's mean we have to provide bank statement, right?
Correct, yes, to show for
For
reserves.
assets.
Assets.
For how many months you need bank statements to show
For
reserves?
down payment and closing costs is 2 months, reserves is 3 months.
Okay. And let me ask a question. It has to be, for example, if we go into P&L program for person with Schedule C, is it enough to provide a saving account?
But the P&L, a savings account for what?
For reserves and, for example, for refinance case?
Sure. Yeah, it could be personal account or business for reserves.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. You answered my question.
Yes, great. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, get you back. All right. If anybody else has any more questions, now's the time. We've had some good ones. We'll just give it another minute. If not, we'll call it a day. Oh, there we go. Oh, here's one, Carla.
The question had to do with the fact some accountants or preparers are not available for the season. So in this case, a third-party CPA would be fine. Sure.
Okay.
Again, it's a CPA. We have to verify him. He exists. So whoever's doing the P&L, make sure it's on their letterhead, their license number is present and viewable.
All right. Let's give it another minute. Get these last minute questions in. Okay, I think that wraps us up. So If that's the case, we hope everybody has a good rest of their Tuesday. Know it's end of the month for everybody, so especially we appreciate you guys taking 30 minutes out. It's always a challenge at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And we
Thank
look
you for
forward,
listening too.
and we look forward to you guys coming to the next few more webinars. And don't forget to take the survey, and we'll send out the recording link to you guys tomorrow. All right. Have a great day. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye-bye.